So after this whole week went off, and we finally come to this episode of Banana Fish. Obviously the scum dies, but there are risks here. And I don't know if I said this or not, but there was this moment in episode 10 or 11, I don't remember where, but Ash was speaking about how like for me it was like his character is done for at that point when he killed what was his name, Shorter. Yeah, he killed Shorter at that point. There was something that he said that I can't remember, but there was a certain line that he said that made me go for, oh, Ash's character is going to be done for soon, because he started doing cool things. And normally what happens is when a character he or she begins to like say lines like certain dialogues and stuff that kind of represents, and plus he was throwing away AG and his actions and everything, there's a possibility that character might die. There is every possibility that that character might die. It's an anime trope that's been adapted over and over again, like for decades now, like for decades it's been the same thing. Now, I'm not sure if Ash will die or not, but this is still a risky business, and we all know that Banana Fish doesn't hold back in killing characters. It's a show where it's clear the character you like the most will die, and I think so. Killing of Ash in this it'll be tough to kill off Ash as he's the main character, but it also like we have had so much Ash's character development since episode 1, and I feel like they're gonna move on from Ash to AG starting next episode if Ash dies, that is. Because AG, let's be honest here, since episode 1, what really has he done? He's supposed to be a main character, a member of the main cast, but he hasn't done anything. It's been mostly Ash and Shorter. Those were the two people who actually did something throughout this whole series. Obviously, I'm not saying like other characters didn't do anything. Like for example, I think his name is Max. I forgot the one who was in jail with Ash. Him, and then there's a detective and many more characters. They have done certain things. And they have like the many good characters, even Ash's crew. They have done certain things. I'm not saying they have not done anything. But for a main cast, AG, who's been shown in the poster, it's obvious he's the main cast. So for him to not do anything special since episode 1, other than just be like a coward. To be honest, like just his character. He's a kind-hearted character who doesn't like doing violence and stuff, and that's what we see from him. But still, like for him to not do anything since episode 1, it would make sense if they kill off Ash in the next episode. I'm not saying they would kill off Ash just yet, but if they do kill off Ash, I will not be disappointed at all, because it'll be sad like to lose a character, and especially a bold move to kill off a main character, because not many series do that. Not a lot of series tend to kill off the main character, like one of the main cast members, until the end of the series. That's basically how it goes for most of the anime. Like not many series even like move their inch towards the main character, and always give the main character the most probable plot armor possible. But do not forget, this has been a very realistic showing of Banana Fish. Like a lot of things have been pretty realistic, and that's the reason why some of our favorite characters, even though this episode Ash was a complete badass, he was taking down people left and right. I will not even deny that. That was a little over the top how people were just scared, and you were basically surrounding him. All right, you're like 8 to 9 people, and you're basically surrounding him, and you still aren't capable of like shooting him or anything. Oh, it would be different if they were showing them like being like Ash being very mobile and stuff, like how he's just like, oh yeah, I'm pretty good, I'm pretty agile, I can do this and that. It would have been a completely different situation then. but the animation for like fight scenes and stuff isn't fluid. And that's one of the main problems with this series. Like, the series has amazing plot line, amazing story, very dark. Doesn't be edgy at points. Doesn't be cringy. Like, no, there aren't that kind of moments. Like, that's what I like about this series. Like, it's disgusting, but not at a point where you are feeling like you feel like on your like it's not like edgy at any point. It is disgusting though at points. So yeah, it doesn't like try to be emo or anything. It's like portrays a dark story in a much simpler way, much better way than a normal dark story you portray. So the story, the plot line is amazing. So the to see the animation is kind of disappointing because a lot of times the animation is what fails for me in this series. The animation isn't that real. It really isn't that good for me. Like, for somebody who's seen top-notch animation series, like there's so many series I can name which have so better animation. Like, they're just a lot better than this series. But if you're looking for plotline and stuff, this is a perfect series. And yes, it has a great plot and everything. And I wouldn't mind if they kill off Ash again, because again, this episode also hinted at how they want to kill off Ash and why, like the way he's talking about Leopard's story and stuff. Like, it hinted that they are gonna kill off Ash. And to be honest, again, AG taking over Ash's role, I'll take it. I'll take it because AG, who has been like this kind of a kind, non-violent character, turned out to be a gang leader. I will take it. I'll take it at time because it's a good way to actually progress your character and give him a different character development and to, like, give him a different character, like make him pull out from his normal character, because it's like if somebody dies protecting you, that's a point where the character really changes, or you feel guilty for someone's death. That's the point where character changes. Then there is a point of character that changes, like Kaneki, like torture and complete like annihilation and stuff. Like, there are various ways the character changes, and I could see AG feeling guilty and his character changing there if they ever go that route. But it's still until the next week. We have to wait for that. And Arthur is dead. The only person that remains now is the big boss. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm really disappointed that I didn't get more of Kane action because I really like the character. Like, no joke, I really like Kane's character, big buffy black man. My type of character, dude. Like, I love characters like this. Like, these are the type of characters, like, they are complete badasses for whatever reason. Like, they always tend to be badasses when they look like that. For example, if you look at Yami, complete badass. Like, come on, my dude. Yeah, everybody was wondering who I'm Black Clover, but yeah, they're various characters. Like Buffy characters are most of the times. Those characters are complete badasses most of the times. I don't mean like a child transforming into a Buffy character. Yeah, not like that. I mean, Biscuit is kind of cool, but her form, her Nen form is kind of. But let's not get off topic. Anyways, Banana Fish, this episode pretty good. It had its moments, but again, the reason I don't sound that excited about this episode is most probably because of the animation. Because the animation just had a letdown for me. It didn't feel right. Again, wonky. Like, yes, I would admit, even though I loved episode 11, I think it's 11 or 10. I don't remember correctly, but yeah, I love the episode where Ash went berserk and became badass and stuff. Like, I love that episode. But there's animation problems in those too, and it's like they don't know how to hold guns. It's like that. Like, these guys are thugs. I mean, come on, my dude. Which thug doesn't know to handle a goddamn gun? Like, look at various ways these people like handle the gun, and it's just like the bullet effects and stuff, it just doesn't look right. And that's my only criticism to this series. Like, again, great plot line, dark story, my type of story. Like everything is good, but animation just failed me again. Doesn't feel right. I wish to just bumped up their animation somehow. That's just my only wish, to make like this action sequences intense, because it's just like sometimes I just point out like the mistakes are so obvious. I just point them out and be like, ah, really? Like no, that's not fun. Anyways, yeah. Let me know what you think about this episode of Banana Fish. I know I spoke a lot about the animation, but still the episode was awesome all over. Like again, the story progression really takes off from what it is. So yeah, really like how they're developing the characters right now, and hopefully what I said becomes true. Like Ash dies, AJ takes over his role. I don't mind Ash being alive, but to be honest, his character has been done for. Like, let's be honest here. Like, Ash's character is done for. Like yes, it could be a possibility that he could take his revenge on the mafia lord and stuff. But to be honest, is this really like anything we could go through? Like, Ash should finish this in seconds if he survives. Like, he finishes this really quick. So, at least for plot line, 24 episodes long, I think so. That may happen. So yeah, let me know if you think the same. Let me know what you think about this episode, and I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, peace.